Hi everyone, welcome back to Hope and Coffee. I'm Hope and here's coffee. And today I kind of wanted to do a continuation on my dating app conversation. So today's episode is actually about the very first date I ever went on and the very first person I ever went on a date with off of a dating app. And I'm not going to give names, and hopefully, as I kind of talk about the dates, y'all won't ask names of these individuals. Most of these guys were decent enough. Most of them just ended up either falling off the radar. I don't know if maybe I didn't do enough to keep their attention or they just lost interest on their own. I guess really at this point it doesn't matter. For the most part, it's fine because it is what it is. However, for this particular individual, I had just moved to Georgia in probably late November, early December of 2021. And I told myself, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get on a dating app. I had toyed with the idea while in LA, but never actually pulled the trigger on going on any dates. Either people were too far away, or they felt like they really were just looking for a hookup, or things like that. And so I never kind of followed through with actually going on a date with anyone in LA. So kind of met a guy, and I don't remember on which dating app it was, but he was very nice. He was working towards being, I think he was a fireman, but he was working towards like getting his EMT certification or something like that. Super, super nice guy. And our very first meeting, we meet in like an Italian restaurant, and he's absolutely lovely. It goes really, really well. So have a good conversation, but like as we're talking, I realize that the restaurant that we've chosen, it's only about 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, not that far from where I'm living, where I'm staying with my mom. Because at the time I had moved over to Georgia and stayed with my mom for a little while until I could establish my own apartment. Like I just needed to kind of figure out the area and figure out where I was going to stay before I got my own apartment. Well, this particular guy lived almost an hour away, and I kind of felt bad because I was like, well, I felt really appreciative that he would drive all this way to come and have dinner with me and meet me. And we had a really great date, good conversation. But I kind of felt bad that he had driven so far. Well, it leads to date number two, which is awesome. And I think we go to see a movie, and I don't honestly remember what movie we went to see, but I know we went and hiked around Lake Lanier, and we walked around and we talked. And honestly, I don't remember having a ton in common with him, but I just remember how absolutely kind he was. He seemed very caring about people, which I guess is why he was a fireman. And he also seemed very busy. Like, I remember that it was hard for us to find days where he didn't, like, he worked like four 12s or something. I don't know. He worked a lot. And so it was kind of hard for us. And then he was driving all the way up to come see me. And I kept trying to tell him, I'll meet you halfway. Well, I, we had date number two, which ended up being like hiking around the lake and going to see the movie. And then date number three, we go get ramen and the date, and he actually gives me like a Christmas card and a box of hot tamales, and I just thought that was so sweet because he had asked me what my favorite candy was. And it's funny because guys always seem to find it like, I don't know what it is about like giving a girl her favorite candy, but I mean, I love it. Like, I love when a guy asks me my favorite candy and then gives it to me because hot tamales are my favorite candy. And I don't know why, but I just love them. They're sweet and they're cinnamony, and I like the cinnamon gum, but it's not like I like anything else cinnamony. I just love hot tamales gum. And like my mom will eat Red Hots candy or Jawbreakers or like the little like the hot fireballs. That's what they are, fireballs. But I don't really eat those. I really only eat like the hot tamale candies. Well, I think right around Christmas, we I went to the mall, and it literally was the day after Christmas, and he wanted to meet me there, and so we I met him there. And I don't know, he's like walking around kind of following me around like a puppy, and I didn't really know what to do because I kind of felt awkward, but I think we were planning on doing something for New Year's, but I can't really remember, but I remember I was shopping to try to like think about getting a dress for New Year's, but I didn't want to like come out like and be like, "Hey, are we doing something for New Year's?" Like, cuz I didn't want to assume, but I think I remembered going to Altered State that particular day cuz they had had a sale and I had picked up a couple dresses thinking, "Ooh, I could wear this or I could wear that." Um and I had gone over to Sephora and things like that. And that was the very last time I got to talk to him, like in person. His schedule got busy. We didn't end up doing anything for New Year's. And then I guess at the beginning of the year, he started his EMT training and he was going to reach out to me after his EMT training was done. And I never heard from him again. I do hope his EMT training went well. I remember that he was very good at texting me in the mornings and texting me in the evenings if he didn't like fall asleep or if he wasn't on a call out or something like that. But that was my intro to dating apps. And so I actually had a pretty high, like, I had a pretty high standard. This guy was fairly nice, didn't seem like overly pushy, and like we had a couple of pretty decent dates. Like I don't call the mall like hanging out at the mall like really a date. It was fine, but it's like I just feel like he met me there, but we really didn't like schedule a date. I think he just asked me what I was doing and I was already there and he just ended up meeting me there. And I think we may have gone to Cheesecake Factory or something just because we were hungry. But yeah, so that is date number one, the very first date off of a dating app, and can say that it probably went pretty well. I would give it, you know what? I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I've had a lot worse. I've had at least one or two that have gone a little bit better, but that particular guy, honestly, no hard feelings. Like if he got busy or him being so far away, honestly understand if it just like wasn't going to work out timeline wise and things like that. But anyway, so that is my story. And if you would like to hear more stories, please stay tuned because I have another one coming up fairly soon where I talk about the second guy that I went on a date with and all of the missed connections that we seem to have along the way. But I will talk to you later, and I'll see you all on the next page.